Look at the moon.
Oh my god, this is definitely not normal.
What is up, Blue Crew? How's it going, Green Giants? And welcome, Ledger citizens, to another DL Talk. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and shout out to the Blue Crew and the Green Giants for hitting the likes on the way in. It helps everybody else know what's going on down here, and we haven't streamed for a bit, so I appreciate any support that we could be getting. You know, guys, we're hustling out here. We're stacking up our blue bricks for the Blue Castle. We're working, you know, basically this is our free day. This is our day off from the work that we've been doing. So I appreciate everybody's support to the channel. You know, keep trying to stream when we can, and I appreciate everybody here. You guys are amazing. Much love to y'all. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. Hopefully everybody's doing well this holiday season and leading up to Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving week as well. Enjoy some good food, get to see family. Bag them up. What's up, XRP Freemy? Good to see you. What's up, Tony Bags? What's up, Tim Shea? Appreciate everybody. Oh, we got Apex Crypto. Apex, what's up, man? Dude, I've been loving what you've been posting on Twitter recently, and I don't know if it would be too much to ask, but maybe in the future we can set something up where we can have you jump in on the channel and just kind of, you know, get to know more about Apex, and then also just like what you've been discovering in terms of, you know, some of your research that you've been doing. We'll be sharing some of that on Twitter today. So shout out to Apex Crypto out there. Awesome Twitter channel as well, but also amazing contributor to the XRP community, and just a dude who will tell you, what's it called? Like, you know, tell you the truth, I guess, from his perspective. You know, the truth is like an elephant. Everybody's got their own perspective, but Apex, you know, just looking for some hard facts with developer counts and things like that. We got some negative momentum here in the past 24 hours. Let's jump into our Blue Crew top 16 list. And guys, a crypto that I'm going to be putting up to post for today. Let's start a poll for a crypto to maybe add to the Blue Crew list. Let's see. Let's add. Let's see how people feel about Solana today. We keep trying to add Solana to the list. We think it's a powerhouse crypto, or it at least deserves to be part of this bed of cryptos. I'm thinking of actually delisting IOTA. I've heard some negative things about IOTA, that it got hacked in the past. So it could be something that's just living off the speculative hype. But there could be, you know, we'll just have to do some more research on IOTA to see what, you know, what's legit about it or not. But yeah, it's a crypto that, you know, I've been hearing the community's kind of dwindling on. So we'll be interested to see how that goes. Marvin Davis in the house. What's up, Marvin Davis? Yeah, let's make it happen, dude. Yes, I'll send you a DM on Twitter for sure, Apex. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna look at some of your info that you've been sharing, man, and it was encouraging seeing the Solana contributors and developers that they have, and how like basically it hasn't even been as long as Ethereum, but it is looking like a serious Ethereum killer. And we talked about, you know, Solana back in 2019, 2008. You know, no, I think 2019 was the year for us with Solana, and you know, posting that it could be one of those Ethereum killers, and it's looking like it's definitely standing a chance. Like it's surpassed Ethereum in terms of NFT trade volume. Its DEX, Jupiter DEX, is starting to rise rapidly after its like first couple of months of being released. It's already surpassed PancakeSwap. It's getting very close to surpassing Uniswap. So I think Solana is going to be making a major run. And remember, when the FTX collapse happened, we had the eye of the tiger going, this is a hell of an opportunity right here, because this FTX collapse isn't about Solana, isn't about blockchain. It's about this surface level stuff that is just drama to keep making, you know, crypto and digital assets look bad, and could have been a major FUD cycle on Solana. Don't sleep on Sol. It doesn't look as cheap as some coins, but the amount of building happening on it, oh my. And dude, if you look at the supply, it's 500 million. The potential for a crypto like this is thousands of dollars, right? With the 500 million total supply, currently circulating is 422. I mean, yes, at this point, unfortunately, guys, you know, it is chasing the pump, but we've seen this thing go to an all-time high of 250. I'm just saying, for the next time that it's in the deep reds, I wouldn't encourage buying Solana right now, personally. Unless you're holding super long term, you're going to hold for the next bull cycle, perhaps. I mean, this bull cycle can give you a 10x. I feel like you can go to $500 with Solana in this next bull cycle. Maybe even, you know, if it gets ridiculous, go to like 750 per Solana. So yeah, in terms of like, you know, if you're going to hold out till like a super major bull cycle, but it's already 380% up on the year, I would wait for a significant retracement. Maybe if it goes down to $30 again. But yeah, once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. And once again, I'm not like all about Solana. You guys know, if I had to choose one crypto, it would be XRP, just because I believe it was just very far ahead in terms of development and tackling an essential use case. You know, and bringing real world utility, being one of the first to be trying to bring real world utility to enterprises and banks. So, you know, and a lot of former Bitcoin developers building on the XRPL. You know, so many things you can say with XRP and Ripple. That's why I would always choose it first. But damn, dude, you know, there's just as much as we like all these other cryptos, I feel like Solana would make a good home in the Blue Crew list, or could have. You know, because now adding it to the Blue Crew list, and I can understand why people wouldn't want to add it right now, is because it's not in the deep reds anymore. It's blowing up. You know, you already got like close to a 5x if you were investing. You basically got the 5x if you invested at $9, and then at $13, you know, you're pretty close there. But anyways, let's keep going on. Let's jump into, you know, cryptos are just mostly down in the past 24 hours. There's been some negative news that's come out. Guys, we've gotten our wish of being able to accumulate more cheap SHX at 0000475. Loving it. This stellar ecosystem with Sorobon smart contracts coming online in January or February, I'm very excited to see where that could take these 000 cryptos like Aqua are recently added to the Blue Crew list, and SHX now again at 00045. I mean, this is going to be in the deep reds for today. 24 hours. I love high volatility that SHX brings. This is a deep red tackle for today. 17% down on the past 24 hours. But anyways, we'll get into the deep reds later. We'll rummage through the dumpster and the trash. Let's look at some of the news today. And apparently, Tony Back sharing some critical info right here. I think this is going to be starting sometime soon. So we'll keep an eye out for it once it starts. But yeah, Justice Department and partners to announce significant cryptocurrency enforcement actions. You know, yeah, get your copy ready for sure, Josiah Turner. Let me just catch up with the chat before we jump into some of the news. And once we start hearing what's going on with the Justice Department, we'll tune into that. All right. Don't sleep on Sol. Yeah. We look up projects we believe in, not things to get in and out of, like catching a hot knife. Sol is bent. See FTX core case. I mean, I hear you, RPM. I hear you, but there's Ripple Solana connections, and there's Greg Kidd also connected with Solana in a big way. You got USDC calling it a powerful blockchain. I just don't know. Like, it's one of those, I like controversial cryptos. That's what I like. I like controversial cryptos that people can't really make up their mind about, right? And yes, Solana does seem like it's too good to be true. But at this point, it's still a very young blockchain, and I think it legitimately has a chance of being like an Ethereum killer compared to a lot of other cryptos that are out there. You've already seen a lot of projects migrating away from Ethereum onto Solana. It's still a young blockchain project in the grand scope of things. But yeah, you have a former chief risk officer of Ripple calling Solana like an innovative, powerful blockchain as well. So I don't know what to make my mind of with it, but I definitely want it in my portfolio. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I think it has long-term viability. I think it could be around, you know. I like controversial cryptos, man. I like taking the risk with a controversial crypto and just seeing where it could go. And luckily, you know, and I understand for the people, like, once again, I'm not saying buy now. This is not the time to be buying Solana. When it gets in the deep reds again, that'll be the time. And there will be a time. There's, you know, we're most likely going to go into another speculative bull cycle because I don't think this bubble has gotten big enough. I think we're going to see BTC for sure hit new all-time highs. And I think that's going to be the last like massive high that we see with BTC. It'll break through 100,000, maybe even go to 500,000, right, per BTC. And I think it's going to start to break down from there. I don't think we will see the million end game of BTC. But you never know. You never know in this space. But once again, there's still so many things that could happen with BTC that could cause it to collapse and crumble. It could either not scale and can't meet global demand, right? You got bugs that can still appear onto the blockchain. Once again, Bitcoin was created out of nowhere in 2013. Yeah, we don't know who the creators are and their true intentions. We just assume a lot of things with Bitcoin. Same thing with Tether. There's still so many bad actors that need to be shaken out. Sol is a scam. Go buy it. Dude, I'm not buying it right now. If anything, I'd be cashing out, right? Because we were buying at $13 or $8, right? So at this point, we'd be making gains, and we're just trying to figure out what to do with the house money, you know? Save the Solana for yo mama. I got you. I got you guys. All good. Hey, man, I'm just trying to, you know, say what's sticking out in my perspective, just like we did with Chainlink when Chainlink was under $10, right? This last bear cycle. We did the same with Solana at $13, $8, right? This is definitely not the time to be accumulating any of these cryptos, in my opinion, outside of possibly SHX, because it's showing tremendously high volatility for such a low cap crypto. So we're going to the downside really hard. We may see 000 300 again. I doubt it. So I like these 000 ranges for SHXs, but for all these other cryptos, I'd be waiting. I'd be waiting to see what's going to be the aftermath. This all this DOJ stuff that's going down. So let's go into the news. Once again, guys, I'm not a Solana maxi. All these cryptos on our list, I have some of each one, right? I try to like follow through with what we have on the list here so I could be part of the journey with all of y'all, right? Buy Safe Moon with Soul Gains. There we go, RPN. There we go. No, dude, I'd probably buy more XDC, right? Like for sure, XDC at 5 cents is tremendously undervalued. Barring another black swan, we don't go any lower than 25k BTC. In my opinion, before we hit a new all-time high next year, you won't find most projects cheaper from here until next cycle. Exactly, Apex. But all right, let's keep going on. Let's get into some more news here. All right. So starting off with some speculation here, and I understand this is a big reach. But we have speculated before that Swift is currently losing millions of dollars through hacks, right? There's been proof of a bunch of news where they've lost even $1 billion like in a year or over from cyber attacks, right? So I think there's going to be a major we've talked about it on the channel before. We think there's going to be a major cyber attack that ends up being the catalyst to be the flip the switch moment to Ripple to XRP and full on ISO 20022, full on Ripple net. But they're trying to make it seem like Swift is going to survive and Chainlink integrations and all that stuff that they're doing to make Swift GPI, accessible. And sure, Swift GPI may be great for the next few years during this coexistence period that they supposedly have with the real-time payment system, which is going to be RippleNet. So this year, we've been hearing a lot about Taylor Swift, right? Like Taylor Swift is the hot topic of the year in terms of popular media. And the Swifties, the hive mind of Swifties. I don't know if you've ever seen a concert video of Taylor Swift, but basically every person in that room is singing to the song. It sounds like a freaking, ritual, like religious session. It is insane how hive mind these Swifties are. But maybe because she has the last name Swift, we are getting subliminally prepared for the cyber attack on Swift. So when it happens, people are already familiar with what Swift is because they kind of are subliminally just like being taught, the name of, to be comfortable with the name of Swift. Cyber attack on Swift leading to the flip of the switch for Ripple and XRP. Anyways, let's move on to another one. We got Tether assisting the DOJ and Secret Service in criminal investigations and victim recovery. I'm not sure about this. Is it really assisting? Is like Tether trying to cover themselves by saying we're assisting them or being investigated, right? It's like, oh yeah, go ahead. Take a look at everything we got. Right, we'll assist the DOJ, and of course this is being released on their Twitter, so I think they're bending some words here. Interested to see what's going to be happening with Tether in the future here. BNB falls 6% on the news that CZ Binance will leave. Binance, the crypto exchange, will settle a long-running investigation with the U.S. Department of Justice in a deal to be announced later today. So far the CZ hasn't officially stepped down yet, right? CZ hasn't officially stepped down yet, but that is looking like what it's going to be the consequences of this settlement here. And I think it's funny that just was it 4 days ago? Was it 4 days ago that Sam Altman was released, right? This whole thing with I have no clue what the hell they're talking about with like $4.3 billion settlement. CZ's been talking about this whole time. I don't know what this whole thing means, but it's interesting that I think it was 4 days ago, Sam Altman had to step down as CEO because the board voted, and then they voted him back in as CEO. What a roller coaster ride that must have been for him. And then we were on Coffee Time joking around that saying, hey, do you think this CEO stepping down thing is going to be a trend that they're like setting us up for? Now we got CZ Binance looking like he's got to step down, and who knows? He could be back with Binance in the next 24 hours. Like this world is absolute Looney Tunes, man. But there's a certain theme going on. So far, 2 CEOs in the past week or so have stepped down. One of them got their job back. I'm interested to see what's going to go on here with CZ, and then who are going to be the next 2? Right? Is it going to be 4 CEOs? We already got 2. Is that what the 4 means? But insane. What's up, Alchemist? Good to see you. G looking like a young Bill Belichick. Oh my gosh, dude. I hope I mean, poor Bill Belichick, man. Hey, dude, the guy got 6 Super Bowls. He could be as crazy as he wants in his old age, but damn. You know, I hope they let him retire. I'm cool with like going through really bad seasons. We had this coming. I'm cool with Bill Belichick just retiring as a Patriot. I don't want him to go into any other like team. That would just be weird. The Swiftie coin. There we go. Yeah, buy any Taylor Swift related digital assets for sure. If there's any related ones, definitely be buying. He will still own majority stake in Binance, can run behind the scenes. There you go. There you go. Is this... Yeah, so once again, Binance being a controversial crypto as well. Since we're pretty close to 50-50 on Solana right now. That's very interesting. Binance is another controversial crypto that I think maybe we could list to the Blue Crew list if you guys are interested. I mean, I've always been like 50-50 on this crypto myself, but I just remember seeing it at $14, $13, and I can't believe I missed that boat. But who knows how low this thing's going to go. It has a very small supply, you guys. This could be a major dump before its bull cycle, right? Like all this could be a planned, coordinated dump on a BNB and Binance to buy in cheap before the bull cycle begins, and we start seeing BNB going to like $2,000 or $1,000 per. With such a low supply of 151, it looks like right here, 151 million. This crypto could go into the thousands, right? This one might be up for consideration to add to Blue Crew list. I'm up for like controversial cryptos. Like if we're going to a speculative bull cycle, then we're going to play like we did last time. Like how do you think we ended up with like 100 cryptos last time on the Blue Crew list before we did our Oppenheimer Armageddon on it, you know? It's because we were playing in that speculative bull cycle and all those cryptos were going up. XRP needs a new cult leader. He will still own a majority stake. Yeah, I think Brad Garlinghouse is going to step down sometime in the future. I'm interested in to see how that would affect XRP's price. You know, he's still got like he could probably still have like maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 more years before he retires. But I think he is going to eventually step away, and they're going to get like either, you know, light side Gary, Brad Chase to take over as CEO. Or who knows, maybe now that CZ Binance is looking for some jobs, maybe CZ Binance takes over as Ripple's CEO. Holy crap, dude. Imagine if CZ Binance stepped in as Ripple's new CEO. You know, part of me would hate that, right? But then the other part of me would be like, but that means XRP will most likely be going up. That means XRP is going to be going up in price. Yeah, I mean... We've been talking about Monica Long, you know, for sure being, you know, she got the president position, right? So it makes sense that she would be president and CEO. So yeah, Monica Long, and it's the future is female CEOs, man. Tammy Camp, Monica Long, Danelle Dixon, Kathleen Brightman from Tezos, right? So you got SHX, Tezos, Stellar, XRP. Let's keep going with the news, guys. A lot of long tangents. I haven't seen y'all in a good bit, so just saying a lot of stuff. But you know, big news coming out from Binance there. I'm interested. You know, what do you guys think? Is Binance still a buy? In your opinion, has it ever been a buy? What do you guys think of Binance, man? Because it is very divisive, right? It's an interesting crypto, very scary to invest in because it does seem like regulators are really hitting it hard. U.S. Department of Justice. Yeah, we already talked about the settlement there. Evernode's. So latest updates for Evernode's launch date delayed to 18th of December. Ever's issuing address now set. So here's the issuing address for the Evers. First formal airdrop process starts November 27th. So that's in 6 days, you guys. Can't wait. But the launch date has been delayed to December 18th, which isn't really too far away. And like, you know, hey, when it happens, when it happens, and I'm excited for Evernote as well. It looks like they're doing some really cool things there. Wheats of Wind is very excited for this platform. Medico with BBVA has expanded their partnership or BBVA has expanded their partnership with Medigo, and it seeks to accelerate its digital asset offerings to institutional clients. I love Medico. Medico is like this little ninja that works for Ripple. Like, nobody in the crypto space outside of XRP community is going to ever care about what Medico is doing, but they're the secret ninja for Ripple. They're like another umbrella, right? Just expanding that global access for digital assets and providing custody for these institutions. We got a message from Stronghold here, the Blue Castle update coming to you guys here. Let me show you guys the Blue Castle update. Let's go. All right. Let me know if this is too loud or not. Here we go.
Do I want to live forever? Is the world going to live forever? Can the world sustain everyone forever? Can aging be fully cured? Well, do I want to live forever? Is the world going to live forever? Can the world sustain everyone forever? Can aging be fully cured? Well, if yes, the second question is, do you want it to be fully cured? Imagine yourself being around for 1,000 years, and it's only you, and everyone else around you keeps passing, and you just like, I think you just lose connection to people. And you cannot blame the computer scientists for everything that faults in the world, because at the end of the day, you could only put so many safeguards into an algorithm in order to prevent it from being used for harm. Can you make sure that the data that's used is representative of the entire patient population? You can safeguard the outcome of that algorithm, perhaps in the way that it's going to impact someone. But necessarily regulating an algorithm, that is a very hard thing to start with, to begin with. Do I want to...
Looking like we got a guards update. One of the guards updating us from the Blue Castle, talking about does he want to live forever? I guess through Stronghold you'll have the option of whether or not you want to live forever. He feels like, he wouldn't want to live forever because he would lose connection with people. I would like to live forever because I feel like I have an endless connection with people, a timeless, endless connection with people. So I don't mind living forever, but maybe them giving the clue SHX helps you live forever. There we go. Another Blue Castle update from the guards, just stacking them bricks up. Guys, thanks for the 23 viewers, the 11 likes. You guys are amazing. And thanks for hitting the likes. It helps the Blue Crew know, like David Brumbelow, Van Life Biker, Animal, Alchemist, all you guys, Miles P, know what's going on here. Short BNB on 1218. There we go. Let's short it. BNB is a centralized ecosystem. China will shut it down. I wouldn't hold BNB. It is one of the anti-crypto cryptos. There we go. Okay. Right on, Apex Crypto. Thank you for... I'm long, Monica long. There you go. I get longer on Monica long, I tend to get longer. When Monica long speaks, I think we all get a little longer. I'm blaming him for not flipping the switch. There we go. Yeah, blame one of these cadets. We need to kick this guard out of the Blue Castle. No, I mean, the fact that he's in the Blue Castle, he must be an all right guy. He's a guard. We don't have to talk to him too much. We're too busy working, putting the blue bricks up anyway, and just looking at the princesses in that Blue Castle. Started the blue guards in the Blue Castles are basically just like stormtroopers. They don't really have great accuracy, but they're great fillers for battle scenes to make battle scenes look more epic, because you can just fill them up with a bunch of blue guards, and some of them are winning, some of them are losing, right? Ashish Burla could also be a candidate to oh yeah, dude, Ashish, yeah, definitely, that's a good one. I like that call. Yeah, Ashish Burla is definitely set up for success right there. But how funny would it be if it's Brad Chase, the light side Gary? If you guys don't know, we've been calling Brad Chase light side Gary, because this guy, he came out of nowhere. And he started coming out of nowhere during the SEC case. So it's like almost like him and Gary were spawned in the same lab. And imagine if Brad Chase were to take over as CEO of Ripple and be combating Gary Gensler. That would be perfect. All right, let me find a good photo of him here for you guys, because I think you guys would laugh. He looks a lot like a healthy, better looking Gary, right? I guess this is one of the better photos we could show. Okay, let me... Dang it. Come on. I hate it when they don't... There you go. you know, he's got similar note. Like, dang it, we had a good side by side of these two. But yeah, Brad Chase, light side Gary versus dark side Gary. That'd be the ultimate showdown. So we got Apex Crypto. We got multiple Apex Crypto posts, man. I agree with the content that you're like putting out, and it's amazing to me that you only get like, you should definitely have more reach. So I finally did a deep Apex saying I finally did a deep dive into DOT, and in my opinion, it is severely undervalued. So next bull cycle, I predict it goes 10x from here at least, but I want to add more to my portfolio, and Polkadot definitely being one of those ones that's one to keep an eye out for, right? The DOT crypto has been going through some FUD as well, and at $5, man, it could 10x and go to 55. We don't even need it to go to 55, man. A 5x would be an amazing short-term trade right there. But yeah, next bull cycle, maybe this is a crypto that goes to like 200, right? Maybe $100. And that's, you know, yeah, $5, this is a good deep red to be taken advantage of. What do you guys think about here? I'm going to end the poll for Solana because obviously Blue Crew just really hates Solana. And I get you guys. I get you. Blue Crew decides, man. Blue Crew decides, and I respect it. All right. Let's go to more news here. So Anatoly, man, Solana-based Jupiter Exchange breaks into the top 3 DEXs by 24-hour trading volume. I don't know if you guys have ever used Jupiter Exchange, but I'm all about user experience. And back in the day in 2019, I was saying the Atom ecosystem and Solana ecosystems have the best user experience in the space. And now Some Wallet and XRPL are starting to do their thing. Right, I'm really excited about that. Stellar's doing its thing with Lobster Wallet and how it's connecting through, you know, Wallet Connect with all of its other platforms. Really excited for Stellar. But damn, dude, you know, in terms of user experience, Solana definitely comes through, man. Very, very fast, very, very smooth. You know, interested to see when it's going to flip Uniswap right here. And Jupiter just came out like 3 months ago, you guys, and it's already replaced PancakeSwap v3 in terms of DEX. 24-hour DEX trading volume. Chainlink talking about Swift's successful collaboration with Chainlink and 1 or 12 plus leading financial institutions demonstrated the ability to transfer tokenized value efficiently and securely across public and private blockchains using CCIP. Maybe CCIP and ILP will have an interconnectivity in the future. But here's the slide with CCIP for Chainlink and Swift and how it would go down. Chainlink, dude. Chainlink, beasting out right now. Yeah, Legendary, what's up, man? We've been talking about the deep reds for SHX. You don't know when this thing could turn around, man. You don't know when this thing could turn around, but it's 21% down. We're back under the 0000500 ranges, guys. I'm excited. Like, under 0000500, smashing it, dude. And if you're doing XLM Aqua liquidity pools, you could be, you know, swapping that Aqua that you're making into SHX and be getting a good amount of SHX daily, right? And just, you know, using that house money to keep adding to your stacks. That's what it's all about, and that's what we love about DeFi. Everyone loves Leak right now. Yep, and Blue Crew was here. Blue Crew was here, right? Blue Crew was here with the link, love. I mean, dude, it's still a really low price if you think about it. At $14, it's still really low. I wouldn't chase the pump, though. It is up 119% in the past 90 days. But dang, man, if you look at where it was, right? $6, $5, right? We were here with the Blue Crew. Hell, even Alchemist was saying that he liked Chainlink at around these prices. Freaking Alchemist, right? The undercover Ripple representative here. But I think we're going to be having a nice little dump with Chainlink. I think we're going to get another chance at under $10 Chainlink. I certainly hope so. But we're not chasing the pump, right? That's not what we do here. Gary Dominguez, what's up, man? We got, you know, our gray representative in the house here. Gary the Gray. I got more link on the dip. There you go, Alchemist. I don't hate Sol. I just don't like it. I've sold 20% of my hodl bag. in deep profit. No, yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about, is that we took the profits and then we saw that FTX collapse and then being able to take some of those profits in there and then still be playing with house money, right? At this point, this is not a good time to be chasing the pump with Solana, right? It's not a good time. All right, let's keep going on with some. Appreciate everybody tuning in, by the way. We're really close to 20 likes for the stream. That's awesome coming back. You know, it's been harder streaming daily because we wear multiple hats. We're working multiple jobs. We're basically working like 12 to 14 hours a day, especially during this time of year. A lot of work just ramps up. So we try to stream when we can, and I appreciate your guys' support every time we show out. You guys are amazing. So yeah, here, top 10 by Apex Crypto, top 10 market cap cryptos, coins, developer count, counting only unique contributors and within the last 6 months. You got BTC at 65. It must be a very powerful 65. Must be a very strong 65. You got Ethereum at 2,487. USDT, who knows? Binance at 1,985. XRP at only 397, but maybe that's growing, and maybe that grows exponentially with the AMM and smart contracts and just further development of hooks and many other things, side chains and so on and so forth. And this could be a very powerful 397 for all we know. Solana at 1,943. The number 7 crypto is only about 500 or so developers away from Ethereum, the number 2 crypto, and only about 50 away from Binance, right? And then ADA at 701, Doge at 0, and TRX at 613. Pretty impressed to see TRX having more than XRP right now and ADA, but we'll see what happens. You know, these things could fluctuate, and we're still so damn early in the grand scheme of things, right? But yeah, definitely. So no to DOT as well. Let's check out yeah, Apex Crypto posting the most developers so far. So yeah, Avalanche. That's why Avalanche is part of the Blue Crew list as well. Affiliated with the Digital Pound Foundation, Securitize, connections with Ripple, connections with Chainlink, connections with Coinbase. Like, I'm interested to see where Avalanche is going to go. I definitely enjoy seeing Avalanche. We enjoyed seeing Avalanche under $10. I think Blue Crew remembers that, right? Blue Crew remembers. Avalanche under $10, and look at this thing go, man. 199%. You gotta love crypto, dude. You gotta love crypto when it goes bullish. 109% in the past 30 days. Holy cow. That's why we tackle the deep reds. Animal. TradingView Premium is 70% off for the next 3 days if you already have it. It will add to the contract date you already have. You won't lose any days. Nice. That's awesome. Actually, we haven't even looked at charts in a good bit. Let me just look really quick at where we're at with how we speculated on XRP here. We kind of try to draw a chart for its future right here. So yeah, you got the Black Friday sales. So we ultimately decided that, yeah. So if you see right here, we had called this pump, right? We were calling from here on Thursday, October 26th, 2023, that we would go up to about 68. We went a little bit higher. We went into the 70s, right? But hitting 68, now we got the retracement here. How far down are we going to retrace? I think we can go down as low as like 55, 54 cents, somewhere around there, before getting a nice bounce. And then I do expect us to try to test the top of this channel again. So we can continue like towards the end of the year. We could possibly see plus $1 XRP going to $1.24 if we keep this momentum that we've been building, right? And then a major retracement, possibly come back down to 81 cents or 59 cents, somewhere around there, right? If we break the top of this channel, then it's bull cycle, full head, new all-time high coming. If we can break the top of this channel, if we can break it, if we can break $1.63, $1.75, for sure we're going to break past $2. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong, but the Blue Crew is always right, and this is the worst show with the best community. All right. let's get back to some news. So far, the DOJ has taken their sweet time. They said 3 p.m. EST. They're already 30 minutes late. Oh, now they changed it to 3:30 p.m. EST. Look at these guys. I guess they had to change some X's around. They're like, hey, you know what? Let's like just call for, official regulatory clarity of XRP. Apparently, the SEC has called the following crypto security in its Kraken lawsuit: Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Internet Computer, Cosmos, Algorand. Well, that sucks. Those are some Blue Crew listed cryptos right there. G, you a FA or PT? I have no clue what you're talking about. This is flying right over my head. Animal. Pushed it back like it was an ISO 20022. Yeah, they did. Dude, I love it, man. What was it? It was ISO 20022 day, like a couple of days ago or a few days ago, and now there's another ISO 20022. Like, guys, when it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, right? Like ISO 20022 was already launched. The beginning of the onboarding already was launched a while ago, earlier this year. That's what we celebrated it with the Blue Crew. We're like, guys, it's great. Here we go. And it happens to be in tandem with like XRP getting clarity and all this other stuff. 2024 is going to be a very transformative year. Who knows? Like, we do expect a bull cycle. I think a grand speculative bull cycle is going to happen because we still need more sheeple in on this before we just completely destroy them. Before the financial institutions completely destroy them. We're watching the greatest movie of all time. Definitely Nomad. Definitely. Excuse me. Financial advisor or pro trader. I'm neither. I'm neither, dude. Working on some Python right now, says Apex, now to aggregate data from open source blockchain projects to see. Excuse me, guys. My throat just got like randomly itchy. Give me a sec. So yeah, so far, number of developers, Solana. So, he updated his list of unique contributors and developers. But yeah, it's good having, people like Apex around that are really looking into, who's actually building on these platforms, right? That's the key, right? Like, and user experience being really key as well. Phantom releasing Ethereum and Solana two-way bridge. I like the Phantom wallet, man. That's awesome that they're doing, seamless, connections there and bridging between Ethereum. And I think they've also been bridged to Polygon already and TRX and Arbitrum and Optimism, which is interesting. Every drop is going to be vital in the future of XRP. No doubt about it. Every single drop will be vital. Can't wait to see how it all plays out. Alrighty, guys, let's jump into the deep reds. Appreciate everybody tuning in. DOJ is taking their sweet time. It's already 3:30, and they still haven't showed up. Where you at, DOJ? Where you at? We're all the extras. Yeah, exactly. We're all the extras in this film for sure. And hopefully, we're not the extras that have to suffer any consequences, though, of some of these main characters' movements. Smoke a J, it'll heal you. Rip a dab. Yeah, let me go do that really quick, dude. Let me just go take a massive bong rip, and then we'll come back. Doesn't that usually mean that either logging in or out of your 333 LFG? Yeah, maybe that would be crazy if they started at 333. Probably waiting on CZ. They're probably trying to find CZ right now. He's already left the country. He's already out of here. Alrighty, so let's jump into the deep reds. Let me change this layout a bit here. There we go, there we go, there we go. Alright, so deep reds in the past 7 days, because I think everything in the past 30 days has gone up, basically. Let's just check this out. Yeah, basically every crypto on the Blue Crew list has gone up in the past 30 days. Even XX Network, even ZA. XX Network has actually not been doing too bad, guys. It's back up above 5 cents. Gotta love seeing XX Network coming back, right? So it looked like that 3 cent, 4 cent range could have been the official bottom. We'll just have to wait and see. But let's see what cryptos are. I mean, SHX is super down right now, guys. I think this is a great deep red. Like, yes. So SHX back to being a poster boy of the deep reds in very quickly it came back to being poster boy, but it's up in the past 90 days. But definitely loving where SHX is at right here at the 0004s. ZA, we're playing the wait and see game with ZA. I feel like ZA can still go lower. If it goes under 10 cents, then I'm really bullish to see where ZA can go. Atom under $10, I think is undervalued. XRP at 3.7. I mean, at 60 cents, I'd be waiting and seeing. So deep reds right now that we would be hammering is SHX and, Aqua, really. SHX and Aqua, and just like setting our stellar ecosystem positions up before Sorobon goes live for XLM. Should we... we need to do more research on IOTA, but I feel like, I don't know, man. I heard some bad things about it. I'm not sure if we should have it on the Blue Crew list anymore, but interested to see what the Blue Crew would think. Should have just bought BTC and go fishing. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Just set and forget. Never look at your portfolio. Why are we looking at our portfolios daily? It makes no sense. DOJ is going to announce who the fake ETF. It was CZ. Press conference is starting. Yes, great. Let's jump.
General Lisa Monaco and CFTC Chairman Russ Benham. We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance, and from its founder and CEO, Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ. Separate from the criminal enforcement actions, the Justice Department is announcing today Secretary Yellen and Chairman Benham will also announce civil regulatory enforcement actions, and the Treasury Department that the Treasury Department and the CFTC are taking against Binance. While criminal and civil enforcement actions are subject to different legal standards, this collective effort represents the whole of government approach that we are taking to combat corporate crime. Binance has agreed to plead guilty to willfully violating the Bank Secrecy Act, knowingly failing to register as a money transmitting business, and willfully violating the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. These laws ensure that our financial institutions are not available to designated terrorist organizations, drug traffickers, and sanctioned nation states that threaten public safety and our national security. The Justice Department is requiring Binance to pay $4.3 billion in penalties and forfeitures. This is one of the largest penalties we have ever obtained from a corporate defendant in a criminal matter. The Justice Department is also imposing a monitorship as well as reporting requirements on Binance as part of today's resolution. Moving forward, Binance must file the suspicious activity reports that were required by law. The company is required to review past transactions and report suspicious activity to federal authorities. This will advance our criminal investigations into malicious cyber activity and terrorism fundraising, including the use of cryptocurrency exchanges to support groups such as Hamas. While this historic plea is an important measure of accountability, we know that corporations only act through the individuals who run them. That is why we have also filed a felony charge against and secured a guilty plea from Changpeng Zhao for willfully violating the Bank Secrecy Act. As CEO of Binance, Zhao willfully violated federal law that requires financial institutions to guard against money laundering and terrorist financing. Zhao, who resides outside of the United States, entered his plea in person in the United States District Court for the Western District of Washington earlier today. In August 2017, Zhao founded Binance as a platform where users could trade in cryptocurrency. But from the very beginning, Zhao and other Binance executives engaged in a deliberate and calculated effort to profit from the U.S. market without implementing the controls that are required by U.S. law. Zhao and Binance attracted and built a substantial U.S. customer base. Almost 2 years after Binance's founding, Zhao told senior management that the U.S. market represented 20 to 30% of the company's potential revenue. Serving these U.S. customers meant that Binance was a U.S. financial institution. U.S. financial institutions must comply with U.S. law. Zhao and other senior management at Binance understood this. They understood that the company was required by U.S. law to register with the Treasury Department as a money services business. And they understood that they were required by U.S. law to implement an effective anti-money laundering program. They failed to do either. Instead, they concluded that complying with U.S. law would stifle their efforts to grow Binance's profits, market share, and trading volume. So, rather than comply, Binance facilitated billions of dollars of unregulated cryptocurrency transactions. It willfully enabled hundreds of millions of dollars in transactions between American users and users subject to U.S. sanctions. And its platform accommodated criminals across the world who use Binance to move their stolen funds and other criminal proceeds. Binance prioritized its profits over the safety of the American people. In part because of the crimes it committed, Binance became the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. Now, Binance is paying one of the largest corporate penalties in U.S. history. Binance employees knew and discussed that the company was serving thousands of users in sanctioned countries. And they knew that facilitating transactions between U.S. users and users in sanctioned countries would be in violation of U.S. law. But they did it anyway. Binance enabled nearly $900 million in transactions between U.S. and Iranian users. And it facilitated millions of dollars in transactions between U.S. users and users in Syria and in the Russian-occupied Ukrainian regions of Crimea, Donetsk, and Luhansk. Binance's own compliance personnel also knew that the company's anti-money laundering procedures were inadequate and would attract criminals to the platform. In a February 2019 chat, one compliance employee wrote that they needed a banner that said, quote, "Is washing drug money too hard these days? Come to Binance. We got cake for you." By failing to comply with U.S. law, Binance made it easy for criminals to move their stolen funds and illicit proceeds on its exchanges. For example, between August 2017 and April 2022, there were direct transfers of approximately $106 million in Bitcoin to Binance.com wallets from Hydra. Hydra was a popular Russian darknet marketplace, frequently utilized by criminals, that facilitated the sale of illegal goods and services. Binance only stopped processing Hydra transactions in April of 2022, when the Justice Department and our criminal law enforcement partners seized control of the Hydra marketplace and shut it down. From February 2018 to May 2019, Binance processed more than $275 million in deposits and $273 million in withdrawals from Best Mixer. Best Mixer was one of the largest cryptocurrency anonymizing services in the world before it was shut down for money laundering. Binance also did more than just fail to comply with federal law. It pretended to comply. In June 2019, Binance publicly announced that it would block U.S. users from Binance.com and launch a separate U.S. exchange. That exchange, Binance.us, would register with the Treasury Department and serve the U.S. market. Binance blocked some U.S. users on Binance.com and redirected them to the U.S. exchange. At the same time, however, Binance continued to allow some of its most important high-volume U.S. users to remain on the unregistered Binance.com exchange. At the direction of Zhao and other senior leaders at Binance, employees encouraged their high-volume U.S. users to conceal their U.S. connections, including by creating new accounts that obscured their locations. As Zhao himself said in a September 2019 chat, quote, "If we blocked U.S. users from day one, Binance will not be as big as we are today. We would also not have had any U.S. revenue we had for the last 2 years." He then added, quote, "Better to ask for forgiveness than permission," close quote. Over a year after Binance publicly announced that it was blocking U.S. users, an internal monthly company report attributed 16% of its total registered user base to the United States. That was more than any other country on the unregulated Binance.com platform. In the next monthly report, Binance removed the United States label and recategorized U.S. users with the label UNKWN, short for unknown. In October 2020, users labeled as UNKWN represented approximately 17% of Binance's registered user base. Binance and Zhao profited significantly from their violations of federal law. That they are facing accountability for their crimes is due to the extraordinary hard work of the extraordinary public servants at the Department of Justice. I want to thank the Criminal Division's Money Laundering and Asset Recovery Section, the National Security Division's Counterintelligence and Export Control Section, and the United States Attorney's Office for the Western District of Washington for their excellent work. I also want to thank Secretary Yellen and her team at the Treasury Department, including IRS Criminal Investigation, as well as CFTC Chairman Benham and his team for their extraordinary partnership in this matter. In just the past month, the Justice Department has successfully prosecuted the CEOs of 2 of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges in 2 separate criminal cases. The message here should be clear. Using new technology to break the law does not make you a disruptor, it makes you a criminal. This Justice Department has no tolerance for crimes that threaten our economic institutions and undermine public trust in the fairness of those institutions, and we will hold accountable the individuals who commit and profit from them. I'm now pleased to turn the podium over to Secretary Yellen.
Good afternoon. I'm very glad to join Attorney General Garland, Deputy Attorney General Monaco, and CFTC Chairman Benham on such an important occasion. We're here today to announce the Treasury Department's historic action, the largest enforcement action in Treasury's history against Binance, the world's largest virtual currency exchange, for its consistent and egregious violations of U.S. anti-money laundering and sanctions law. Protecting the U.S. financial system, and through that, the global financial system, is core to the Treasury Department's mission. And ever since Binance launched its convertible virtual currency platform, it has knowingly evaded the U.S. laws designed to protect these systems. Over more than 3 years, FinCEN, OFAC, and IRS criminal investigation thoroughly investigated key aspects of Binance's activities. Our work revealed that Binance claimed to have exited the U.S. market years ago, but actually did not, retaining U.S. users and other significant ties with the United States. It also had critical gaps in its anti-money laundering program and practices, from a lack of risk-based procedures for various offerings to instructing staff to withhold information from law enforcement. It deliberately undermined its own sanctions monitoring controls, and it failed to report suspicious transactions. This meant Binance was allowing illicit actors to transact freely, supporting activities from child sexual abuse to illegal narcotics to terrorism across more than 100,000 transactions. That includes transactions associated with terrorist groups like Hamas's Al-Qassam brigades, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Al-Qaeda, and ISIS. Binance processed these transactions, but it never filed a single suspicious activity report, and it also allowed over 1.5 million virtual currency trades that violated U.S. sanctions. So we have taken the largest enforcement action in Treasury's history. FinCEN's settlement agreement assesses a penalty of $3.4 billion. OFAC's settlement agreement assesses a penalty of nearly $1 billion. Binance is also required to report the suspicious transactions it has failed to report to date and to establish an effective anti-money laundering program to support the global AML-CFT regime. And the settlement agreements subject Binance to increased scrutiny for 5 years through a third-party monitor overseen by FinCEN, who will ensure Binance's complete exit from the United States. The monitor will be able to access Binance's systems, transactions, and accounts, and will review and report on all actions included in the settlement agreements. Failure to live up to these obligations could expose Binance to substantial additional penalties. The result of these agreements will be an end to company behavior that has posed risks to the U.S. financial system, U.S. citizens, and our country's national security for too long. And let me be clear, we're also sending a message to the virtual currency industry more broadly, today and for the future. If virtual currency exchanges and financial technology firms wish to realize the tremendous benefits of being part of the U.S. financial system and serving U.S. customers, they must play by the rules. And if they do not, the U.S. government will take action. Today's announcement shows the Treasury is prepared to use all of its tools to carry out its crucial mandate of combating illicit finance and protecting the U.S. financial system, and this will make all of us safer. I want to end by thanking FinCEN, OFAC, and IRS criminal investigation employees who play a central role in protecting our national security. Adequate resourcing was critical to carrying out this work. Thank you also to the partner agencies here today for such effective collaboration. And with that, I'll turn the floor over to Deputy Attorney General Monaco.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, and good afternoon. Today is a watershed moment. The Department of Justice and its partners are holding accountable the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange and the CEO who ran it for their criminal conduct. Binance vaulted to the top of the crypto market in part through the scheme exposed today by pursuing growth, market share, and profits at the expense of compliance with U.S. law. Today's charges and guilty pleas, combined with a more than $4 billion financial penalty, demonstrate the Justice Department's commitment to corporate accountability. And they sent an unmistakable message to crypto and DeFi companies: if you serve U.S. customers, you must obey U.S. law. A corporate strategy that puts profits over compliance isn't a path to riches, it's a path to federal prosecution. As detailed in the statement of facts, Changpeng Zhao was warned by his own compliance team that Binance lacked basic safeguards to prevent users from evading U.S. sanctions. He was warned of the high risk associated with some customers on their exchange. He was even warned that the CFO of another company had been arrested for sanctions violations and that the same thing could happen at Binance. But rather than implement the basic anti-money laundering safeguards that his team recommended, safeguards required by U.S. law, Binance and its founder operated as though the rules didn't apply, as though they were beyond our reach. Crypto assets may be advertised as borderless in nature, but the Department of Justice will enforce U.S. law across and throughout crypto markets, even in their darkest corners. Some say the key to success in the tech sector is to move fast and break things. Today's actions show that if what you break is the law, there will be consequences. Over 5 years, while building its business with U.S. customers, Binance enabled nearly $1 billion in illegal payments involving sanctioned countries and individuals. These actions put our collective security at risk. Today, companies are increasingly operating on the front lines of the geopolitical and national security challenges that mark today's global environment. That's why the Justice Department is focused on the intersection of corporate crime and national security. Today, corporate crime undermines not only our markets and investors, but also our national security. The laws we are enforcing today were designed to protect the security of our financial markets and to protect our financial institutions from exploitation by terrorists and money launderers. Today's actions show that those rules apply equally to traditional financial institutions and those powered by decentralized and cutting-edge technologies. Today's resolutions are the result of and a credit to the combined energy and expertise of prosecutors and law enforcement agents from across the government. And in particular, I'd like to thank Nicole Argentieri, the Acting Assistant Attorney General for the Criminal Division, who's here today, Matt Olson, the Assistant Attorney General for National Security, who's also here on stage, and Tessa Gorman, U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Washington. They each lead teams who have worked tirelessly on this case. The partnership between the Criminal Division's money laundering and asset recovery experts and the National Security Division's export control and counterintelligence experts is a response to the growing convergence of white-collar and national security investigations. So we're combining our deep expertise from across the department to combat these new and evolving threats. Together with our partners, the Justice Department will hold accountable those who occupy the C-suite and the boardroom if they exploit technologies in violation of our laws. With that, I'll turn it over to Chairman Benham.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Attorney General Garland, Treasury Secretary Yellen, Deputy Attorney General Monaco, and all of our law enforcement counterparts. Today, the CFTC stands with the Department of Justice and the Treasury Department in protecting U.S. investors and financial markets from those who sought to create an empire through a calculated strategy of regulatory avoidance and arbitrage, outright defiance of the law, and breaching the fundamental principles of market behavior. Today, the CFTC agreed to resolve charges against Binance, its founder and CEO, Changpeng Zhao, and its former Chief Compliance Officer, Samuel Lim. Binance is the world's largest digital asset exchange and offers trading in spot digital assets and digital asset derivatives, including CFTC jurisdictional products such as Bitcoin futures, options, and swaps. The proposed orders impose a civil monetary penalty and disgorgement totaling $2.7 billion against Binance, $150 million civil monetary penalty against Zhao, and a $1.5 million penalty against Lim. Binance's activities undermine the foundation of safe and sound financial markets by intentionally avoiding basic, fundamental obligations that apply to exchanges, all the while collecting approximately $1.35 billion in trading fees from U.S. customers. Beyond the risks imposed on the U.S. financial system, Binance's activities impacted populations beyond investors in ways that cannot be measured in dollars and cents. As evidenced by the internal chats of Binance's CCO and others, Binance recognized that its platform was used to facilitate criminal activity, including terrorist financing, but chose to turn a blind eye, all in the name of profits. More disturbing, Binance and its leaders sought to dupe and indoctrinate their employees and customers, building a cult-like following premised on circumventing their own compliance controls to maximize corporate profits above all else. As charged in the CFTC complaint filed in March of this year and set forth in the consent order, Binance made deliberate, strategic, and calculated decisions to evade federal law over a period of nearly 4 years. Binance, under Zhao's direction and control, knowingly solicited and accepted orders from U.S.-based customers to trade digital asset commodity derivatives products and operated an exchange for the trading of futures, options, swaps, and leveraged retail commodity transactions. Throughout this time period, Binance never registered with the CFTC, as is required under U.S. law. The resolution of the action against Binance and Zhao within just 8 months of its filing solidifies the CFTC's reputation as the proven leader in the civil enforcement space when it comes to digital assets. We are stalwart in ensuring CFTC registrants comply with our statute and regulations, which serve to protect broader financial health, and that directly impacts millions of American investors. Binance failed to diligently supervise its derivatives markets activities and miscarried requirements to implement adequate anti-money laundering, know your customer, and customer identification programs required for certain CFTC registrants. These provisions serve to protect all Americans from those who seek to use the financial markets to facilitate criminal activities, including domestic and international terrorism. As there remain certain classes of registrants who have lesser requirements, I believe our action here underscores what we could accomplish in CFTC markets with broader authority. American investors, small and large, have demonstrated eagerness to incorporate digital asset products into their portfolios. It is our duty to ensure that when they do so, the full protections afforded by our regulatory oversight are in place, and that illegal and illicit conduct is swiftly addressed. When, as here, an entity goes even further, deliberately avoiding to employ meaningful access controls, intentionally avoiding knowing customers' identities, and actively concealing the presence of U.S. customers on its platforms, there is no question that the CFTC will strike hard and aggressively. I want to commend the incredible work of Candy Hahn, Joseph Plott, Catherine Paulson, Joseph Patrick, Matthew Edelstein, Elizabeth Pendleton, Scott Williamson, and Robert Howell. I'd also like to acknowledge our Director of Enforcement, Ian McGinley, and Principal Deputy Director and Chief Counsel, Gretchen Lowe. Thank you.
Evan, Tina?
One on-topic and one off-topic question, if you will indulge.
That depends on the question.
So on the on-topic, based on the allegations of this and some of the other cases that you brought, I'm wondering whether the concern in the industry about the ability of some of these startup companies, some of the smaller companies, to abide by this very costly regulatory and legal regimen that the United States requires, whether it will mean that you can't really do virtual currency and have this industry thrive and some of the cutting edge things that Lisa and Monaco just mentioned with that very heavy burden of regulatory compliance. I'm wondering whether you have a message for the industry when it comes to that. And then if I can ask my off-topic question, we're expecting at any moment the Israeli government and some of the other parties to announce an agreement for the release of hostages being held by Hamas. If you can comment on that, and also just what the Justice Department and some of the other agencies that are represented here are doing to respond to the attacks in Israel on October 7th. We know, obviously, that Hamas has had a presence here in the United States, and the concern about how they raise money, including, of course, by cryptocurrency, is something that is on everyone's mind. I'm wondering what you're doing about that in light of what happened.
All right, let me start with the off topic. I was in a meeting this morning with national security officials, law enforcement officials, and the president regarding fentanyl, and he told the press that his team has been actively negotiating over possibility of bringing home some of the hostages. They thought that we were very close to being able to do that, but that he couldn't say anything more at that time, and I also can't say anything more at this time. With respect to the deaths of Americans, we always investigate deaths of Americans, and we are actively investigating the deaths of the Americans using all the tools available to us. We have, I think, as the FBI director said at a recent all-threats hearing before the judiciary, and as I've said, we are investigating Hamas connections in the United States particularly with respect to financial support, and that includes cryptocurrency. But we are also concerned about the possibility of more kinetic problems that they could cause, and we're investigating that. Now, I've talked a lot, so on the on-topic question, I will say, you follow the law. You don't get a special benefit because you think that what you're doing is better for society, or better for small business, or better for big business, or better for international. The United States has laws, and everybody, including cryptocurrency platforms, have to follow the law.
All right. Chris Bloomberg.
There's been a lot of concern about how unregulated the cryptocurrency markets are. You were able to get these guilty pleas. It took a long time. I'm just wondering, how do you feel like realistically the significance of these guilty pleas are? What do you believe it could? What kind of impact could it actually have on the cryptocurrency markets? And then just a quick follow up is, there is criticism that this is not this isn't significant enough. That there might be a situation in which nobody goes to jail, and the penalty itself, Binance is able to pay that penalty. How do you respond to that criticism?
I think I'm going to call on Nicole Argentieri, who's the Acting Assistant Attorney General for the Criminal Division, to answer most of the questions you're talking about. The broader ones that have to do with regulation, it's possible Secretary Yellen or the CFTC chair would address. Where'd you go? Oh, over here. Sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So I'll take the second question first. I think looking at the pleas today, by every possible measure, these are some of the most significant penalties that the department has ever imposed on a financial institution. Not only is it one of the largest penalties imposed against a financial institution, this is the largest penalty that's ever been imposed on a money services business. It's the first corporate resolution with a cryptocurrency exchange, and it's the first resolution with an MSB for sanctions violations. And the financial penalty is it's not the only significant part of the resolution. Binance, which is the parent holding company, is agreeing to plead guilty. And as part of that, we're going to impose a monitor for 3 years. The company has to enhance its compliance program and to continue to cooperate with the department. So we think it's quite a significant resolution. In addition, the agreement with the company requires Zhao to step down from his role as CEO and prohibits him from any present or future involvement in operating or managing Binance. So we think this is a very significant resolution. In what tools do we have and what should people take away from today? I think that today's actions show that if you serve U.S. customers, you must comply with U.S. law. U.S. financial institutions are the gatekeepers for the safety and security of our financial system. And because Binance served a substantial amount of U.S. customers, it was a U.S. financial institution that was required to comply with anti-money laundering laws. And what those laws say is that Binance had to have an effective anti-money laundering compliance program, including procedures to know its customers and to monitor for suspicious activity. And what happened instead is Binance and Zhao prioritized profit over compliance. And that failure to implement effective AML procedures led Binance to cause U.S. customers to transact with customers in Iran that violated U.S. sanctions.
Treasury or CFTC want to? The podium is yours.
Well, just very briefly, I agree with the comments that were just made. We actually have rather strong legal authorities to police this type of activity. Virtual currency exchanges are financial institutions. Financial institutions of all sizes are required to comply with AML, CFT, and sanctions obligations that they have. And cryptocurrency or virtual currency exchanges have those obligations as well. And I think today's actions show that we're very serious about enforcing the strong regulations that are already in place to make sure that illegal transactions are not fostered by cryptocurrency entities. This is a regime, just as banks can flourish, meeting these obligations. This is a regime that can support responsible innovation. It's not meant to end cryptocurrency activities, but to the extent they occur, it must be consistent with U.S. law.
I'll just say from a markets perspective, in distinguishing Secretary Yellen's comments about AML and KYC, I've seen and we've seen gaps in the current regulatory structure around digital assets. I've advocated for filling in some of these gaps, specifically around commodity tokens. And I do think if we're able to do that, obviously with Congress's help, we can prevent these actions from happening and not have to be here after the fact. Some of the traditional tools of registration, surveillance, examinations, they've worked well for decades in the U.S. financial system for both market regulators. And we think those types of tools around digital assets, if improved and expanded, would certainly help in preventing some of these bad actions from happening again in the future.
All right, thank you. Stefania from Financial Times.
Hello. I had a question both for the DOJ and Treasury. So when it comes to the types of priorities, enforcement priorities in crypto that the DOJ has had, there was a big focus obviously on digital platforms that commit crimes or that at least let them happen. We've obviously seen the DOJ bring big cases now against Binance, FTX. Treasury separately has also increasingly taken actions against crypto players when it comes to money laundering or sanctions violations. So in light of these actions, having taken these actions in the market so far, what are your priorities now, both for the DOJ and Treasury going forward when it comes to crypto oversight? Are you thinking of deploying different types of strategies, especially since we're seeing a growing aspect and angle when it comes to national security concerns beyond, say, a financial stability concern when it comes to these crypto platforms?
That's a great question. I'm going to let the deputy begin the answer for the Justice Department and kick it over to Matt if you need on national security.
Thanks very much for the question, Stefania. I mean, first thing I'd say is these are incredibly complicated and resource-intensive and time-consuming cases. And so we need the resources, and we're willing to and have, as we've shown today and in prior cases, deploy those resources. So we're always looking to add our resources and agent investigators, prosecutors. Second thing I'd say is you have seen, both with our actions today and in prior cases, that we will be relentless in using every tool that we currently have to deploy against those who seek to use technologies in a way that abuse those platforms, that cause the, or don't prevent the use of those platforms for illicit activities, but we always want to make sure that we're working with Congress and others to make sure those tools that we have today stay up to date, right? We know that the bad guys and the threat actors will try to exploit every crack and crevice they can to exploit technologies, to exploit gaps in the law. You've heard the CFTC chairman talk about some of the tools he needs. So we want to make sure the existing laws stay up to date. And then I think we very much want to work with those in Congress and others who want to ensure that we can deploy every tool possible to make sure that the technologies that can help our prosperity and help our financial system also aren't ripe for abuse by illicit actors. That's why you've seen us do things like create the National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team. That's why, and Matt Olson can speak to this, that's why they created the National Security Cyber Unit. Because what we're seeing is more and more convergence of the exploitation, both of the financial system and corporate crime in the national security space. I think I'll ask Matt to come up, and I'm sure Treasury Secretary Yellen might want to speak to this as well.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I would just say briefly that as we respond to the nature of the threats we see today around the world, whether we're talking about terrorism, we're talking about nation-state adversaries like Russia and China and Iran, we are increasingly using our tools, sanctions enforcement, export control enforcement, cybersecurity from nation-state adversaries. We're increasingly seeing the ability to use the tools that we have in the Justice Department from a law enforcement perspective to better protect the country by going after those threats, using those tools in new and innovative ways. So to your question, we are constantly adjusting our approach and our priorities to meet that threat on a daily basis, and I think this case is just one more example of that.
Well, I would just add that I think what the case today shows is that Treasury's priority is to vigorously pursue investigations that involve sanctions violations or violations of AML CFT obligations that put our nation at risk, that degrade the global financial system, that aid illicit activity and terrorism, and particularly in cases like this where there are violations of a truly egregious nature. So as I've said, well, of course, we want to make sure that our tools stay up to date and are adjusted so that we can address emerging threats. We believe we have strong tools, and we've been increasingly deploying them to counter this type of abuse.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Let's get back to the main page here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. Wow. 32 likes on the stream. You guys are amazing. You know, not much to take away from there outside of the penalties that have been on Binance. And I'm still kind of confused as to what's really going to be going down. Like, does this mean US has control of Binance now? Like, what's going on, right? What the heck is going on here? How come I can't exit this? There we go. You know, we'll just have to wait to see how this week plays out, how the months play out ahead. You know, so far from what we gathered is that they're going to have oversight on all the transactions that are going through Binance now. And this is the largest crypto exchange, at least they're saying, the largest crypto exchange that's out there in the world. So does that mean that U.S. government now has control of the largest crypto exchange in the world? And what does that mean for, you know, where we go from here with crypto, right? Let me check out the chat here, see what you guys are saying. Homepage says Richard Tang has taken over. Oh, snap. So who's Richard Tang, by the way, RPM? Is he in-house? Is he an in-house Binance? Or is the U.S. placing him there? Yeah, Binance. I mean, is Binance dead or alive? Like, that's what I'm trying to gather. Like, they still made it really confusing as to whether Binance is still going to be relevant anymore. You know, with FTX, we knew it was just like, okay, FTX collapsed. Like, you know, here, oh, so Binance is going to be fine. So this is a major FUD period for Binance, is what you're saying. So you're saying buy the dip on BNB in the future, right? If there is going to be a BNB dip, I wouldn't be surprised if the community just goes, you know what? F it, man. We're just going to moonshot this thing now. We're just going to take this to thousands of dollars, right? Interested to see where this is going to go. Yeah. Oh, so we're saying buy the dip on BNB, says David Brubbelow. Binance already has a new CEO. Let's go check it out. Let's see what the announcement was. Crazy stuff happening today, guys. What an event. And isn't it funny, like about a year ago, CZ or FTX was charged, right? So a year ago, we had FTX doing it, getting sued by the SEC and, being pressed for criminal charges as well. And then now we have Binance, the second pillar right here. So two top major exchanges. We already heard about Kraken's case as well. Crazy stuff going on. When will they rug? Exactly. Now the question is when is Binance going to collapse and drag the rest of the crypto market down with it, and Bitcoin? Because CZ definitely has a good amount of Bitcoin as well. Hello, family. What's up, Jay Henry? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. We're getting close to near the end of this stream, but there's some more news I wanted to share with y'all. But yeah, that was crazy from the DOJ. I'm just still trying to figure out is this good? Is this bad for Binance in general, the BNB token? Interested to see where it's going to go from here. But I think this may be a plus for this centralized exchange now that they're going to for sure be once again, 4.6 billion doesn't look like it's that hefty of a penalty for Binance to be paying off. And then now they're going to be complying to all the laws, right? So they settle, they pay the fine, and now they're going to be complying to all the laws, and US is going to be tracking every single transaction and cooperating with FinCEN with the next 5 years on every transaction that goes through the platform. But they were saying too, migrating Binance out of the US, right? Or having Binance released from the US. But why does it have to take 5 years to do this? Right? How come it can't be done right away? So you're telling me Binance is going to be around for the next 5 years then? Squid Game 2 BNB. There we go. What are your thoughts on XSwap? XSwap. Let me check out XSwap. That's the XDC coin. I'm bullish on excuse me. I'm bullish on XDC ecosystem cryptos. But ultimately I think the XDC is just so cheap that I like XDC at 5 cents and just continuing to stack those bags. Isn't Binance sitting on really nearly 4 billion USDT? Yeah, I mean, it's funny that this government let them get this big so then they can now the DOJ has $4.6 billion at their disposal, and who knows what they're going to be doing with that funding. Probably nothing, because they're greedy bastards, but who knows? So yeah, very limited thoughts on XSwap, but if it's part of the XDC ecosystem, I'd support it. I like the XDC ecosystem and seeing where it could go. Guys, dude, holy cow. SHX at 000418. What is going down? What is going down? Like, are we going to see 000300 SHX? Why is SHX experiencing what Binance should be experiencing right now? Binance should be the one that's going down 26%. Holy cow. Like, no, not Woof. Like, hell yeah. Dude, thank you for another opportunity to get 1 million SHX possibly in a month or so, if it stays at around this price range. The one in looking the hardest on XDC network is WadPay. So yeah, WadPay is definitely getting a lot of love as well in that ecosystem for sure. But anyways, yeah, I'm still really confused as what this ultimately means for the future of the Binance ecosystem. Let me see what that other news was going to be. I remember there being something about XRP and XLM that I want to go over here. Okay, yeah, check this out. Check this article. Haven't we been saying for I think years now that XRP and XLM are the Pepsi and Coca-Cola of the future financial system? And then check out what the Crypto Basic, they must watch this channel. Sam Wisdom Raphael, who wrote this, must be watching this channel. And sure, maybe it's not as original as I think it is, but I feel like we were one of the first channels that said that they would be the Pepsi and Coca-Cola of the future banking system, right? They're in the same bed together. So Ripple exec says XRP and XLM are set to become the Pepsi and Coca-Cola of central bank utility, and unnamed. Okay, so great. We don't have we don't have the source here, so this could totally be baloney. So Sam is basically just hearing from us. You know what? We could be, he's maybe thinking, maybe this is Alchemist who told them this. An unnamed Ripple executive believes XRP and XLM, two assets with similar functionalities, could serve as the Pepsi and Coca-Cola of the coming financial revolution in terms of central bank utility. Francis Hunt, the market sniper, a veteran trader. Okay, yeah, great. Now we're hearing about a veteran trader here. XRP and XLM, an uncanny similarity. Do you believe that these two technologies are going to be the foundation of what is yet to come? You know, talking about Jed McCaleb. Okay, so this. In the Black Swan Capitalist episode, Verson called attention to these similar price movements. He revealed that the individual likens of XRP and XLM to the Pepsi and Coca-Cola of the financial scene. Oh my God, dude, that guy must be watching our channel. But then again, it isn't hard to make that comparison because they're so damn similar. But I don't know. Yeah, exactly. There's no source, but trust me, bro. What's up, Funky Fresh? Good to see you, bro. How you doing? Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to XRPville. Shout out to Funky Fresh. Time for 10 million SHX. Dude, what is going on with SHX? Gotta love. I mean, sure. Okay. You got, like, I don't know why, but once again, it is a super minor cap crypto. So random stuff like this does happen. It could dump super hard. And so, hey, we got another opportunity. We're back close to where we started again. We may go back to the 000-300 ranges. But damn, this is looking, dude, this could turn, like, once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader. I'll never tell you what to do. But this could be a very quick turnaround with SHX. Like, it can go from 0.00423 to 0.00550 in a day, right? Like, it's such a minor cap crypto. It can do something like that, right? I'm not saying it's going to, but you can see 25% down today and then it's up 12% tomorrow, right? Like, I don't know. Love these small caps. Love the high volatility of SHX. Just going to always be buying that deep red on the blue castle right there. DAG under 4 cents we really like. Energy Web Token, we talked about it under $2 for a really long time. Great to see it breaking out of that $2 shell or, you know, barrier. And, you know, we'll see where it goes. HBAR is doing some good things. Apparently some good HBAR news came out. Hedera posting that there is smart contract implementation now. So let's see. Let's get the full story there. Doing a little bit of extra overtime for y'all. We haven't streamed it a good bit. We've been hustling out here, but I appreciate the support to the channel. Thanks to any new subscribers, and we try to stream whenever we can. It's just really busy around this time of year, and I hope you guys are all having, you know, good holiday season and whatnot. How much 1 million? Yeah, exactly. $420 for a million SHX now. Let me see who else we got. Yep, the triple X's. What's up, Dougie Kid? A magical number 420. But so yeah, let's see what the post is here. Let's see. Where is it, Hedera? You just posted it a bit ago. Interesting. Okay. So I guess they took it back? That doesn't make sense. Huh. Okay. I guess it is what it is. But yeah, some big news did come out for Hedera today. Unfortunately, can't find it. But anyways, thanks so much for everybody who tuned in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that DOJ speech. I mean, we really didn't get too much from it, but hopefully this is the time where we start to see a magnificent like change to the crypto market as we know it, or else we're going into a speculative bull cycle, right? Would love to see the utility era start to take over. Would love to see what actual actors are really playing by the rules. You know, once again, that's how they're going to get by, dude. The DOJ and these like departments are going to do their thing. They're going to pass laws. They're going to, you know, enforce, put their enforcement on this space. And it looks like Ripple's already gone through most of the hard part in terms of their regulatory hurdles that they've had to go through. So I'm really excited for where XRP is going to be going, because now we're starting to see a lot of these other cryptos dealing with the scrutiny, right? And there's probably way more to come as well. And now that DOJ has $4 billion at their disposal, I'm sure they're going to use some of those resources to maybe start taking down some of these other crypto places here. Or maybe they let it pump, and then when it's at the top of their bull cycle, they can get more money for some of these crypto exchanges. Jessica Lang was born on 20. There you go. 420. But yeah, once again, guys, deep reds, we're going to be heading on out here. Let's do the GDLT token giveaway. We owe you guys a GDLT token giveaway. I'm thinking of 2 cryptos on the Blue Crew list. Which 2 cryptos am I thinking about? We're giving away 10 GDLT token. So for 10 GDLT token, or you can decide to roll it over to the next stream whenever that happens. You know, but here we go. Which 2 am I thinking about? Which 2 cryptos? Start shouting them out. No, not numbers. Don't guess numbers. I'm guessing which 2 cryptos on our Blue Crew list am I thinking about? Thanks to the Grays who tuned into the channel today, by the way. Shout out to the Grays. All right, I see Blue Crew showing some SHX love. There we go. David Brumbelow got it. David Brumbelow, SHX XDC. There you go, my man. Congratulations, David Brumbelow. Do you want to accept the 10 GDLT token, or do you want to roll it over for the next stream? Let me know. And if you're going to accept it, please share your XRPL some wallet address. And then and make sure you have the Trustline to GDLT token, and we can send you that 10 GDLT. We'll send it to you after the stream. But let me know if you want to roll it over. Ricky Bustamante saying, why am I green? You must have gotten donated a... no, Ricky, it looks like you're a green giant, man, because you would still be like an Interledger egg if you didn't continue your membership. So you're a teenager green giant right now. So you have a membership with us. You're a member of the... you're a green giant for the channel, my dude. I don't know if you remember subscribing, but there you go. You can roll it. Oh, man, dude, he's rolling it. Shout out to David Brumbelow for rolling over the 10 GDLT token. What a boss, dude. He's going to keep rocking and rolling.
I'm going to keep trying if you guys keep trying. Let's keep rocking and rolling, man.
Much love to the Blue Crew. Much love to the Green Giants. Much love to the Ledger citizens. Always grateful. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Our future is bright. I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love. We got the eye of the tiger, and we keep it crypto. See you guys in the next one. Adios.
Look at the moon. Oh my god, this is definitely not normal.